And the wait is over. The North Stars are coming to Dallas.
Good evening, everybody. The Minnesota North Stars trek to Dallas is finally official. The Dallas City Council gave Stars owner Norm Green the green light to move his team to our area tonight in a special executive session.
How about that? Sports Director Curt Menefee is standing by live in our Dallas newsroom. Curt, sure took a while, but the deal seems to be finally coming to an end here.
Well, yeah, the deal is finally made. As you said just moments ago, the Dallas City Council approved the Minnesota North Stars becoming the Dallas Stars. Now, things headed up rather slowly this afternoon. You'll see that the meeting started with the Executive Council, as they call it, of the City Council. They went behind a closed door, but they let the media in just a little bit to show things off as they looked over the contract. The sign that should have given it away, Mayor Steve Bartlett came in with a Stars tie-on, but after that, they just closed the door, sent the media packing, and nothing left for folks to do except sit around and kind of take a nap, which we did for a couple of hours. But as we said just moments ago, they came out of executive session, said that the Stars are now Dallas's property. Owner Norm Green spoke to the City Council. We'll have what he said coming up later in sports, plus more on the North Stars becoming Dallas's team.
Good stuff. Big news. We'll look forward to hearing more later, Curt.
Thanks,
Okay.
Curt.
Thanks.
In fairness, though, we should look back at more of the...
We have been waiting for this one for quite some time now.
Yes, the fat lady they've been telling us all along is getting ready to sing, and it sounds like she has finally sung. Curt Menefee joins us now from our Dallas newsroom with more. The North Stars are coming to Dallas.
That's right, Ken. She is indeed singing a happy tune, is the fat lady. But you know, while the North Stars are indeed hoping to dominate the hockey scene in the Metroplex next season, well, today it was a matter of just making the announcement. Folks, this is how hockey comes to Big D. As the council meeting began to look over the final lease agreement, Mayor Steve Bartlett came in deftly sporting a Stars tie and made the announcement.
We will move into executive session for briefing on a lease of Reunion Arena.
Okay, so it wasn't the one you expected, but this closed-door session was only a prelude to the big agreement in the council chamber.
Mr. and Mrs. Norman Green.
And with that, the NHL's Minnesota North Stars became the Dallas Stars.
Very, very proud and excited to present to Dallas the National Hockey League.
After the usual exchange of pleasantry and jerseys, Mayor Steve Bartlett told Green he'd hope he'd stick around. Mrs. Green said, "Don't worry about that. They'll be happy to come, and you'll be happy they did."
We will have an effect here. You will like us. We will be good for you.
We're very, very excited. The North Stars are very excited. I've discussed this with our team. They're very excited to be here in Dallas, to come to Dallas.
Now, the thing to keep in mind is all this is pending the approval of the full City Council. That is expected to happen next Wednesday. Today was just the approval from the executive session. The reason they had to have it done before next Wednesday when the City Council meets fully is because the NHL had a March 15th deadline so they could make out the schedule. So everything is a go pending the dotting of the I's and the crossings of the proverbial T's. All right, now this is for hockey next season in the Metroplex. Today, the Fort Worth Fire, the only show on ice in town, taking on the OK City Blazers.
That's the 9 o'clock news for tonight. Your first word in late news.
And thanks so much for joining us. We're going to leave you tonight with some footage of the North Stars. Yes, the North Stars soon to become the Dallas Stars. Good night.
Carries it across the blue line.
The 9 o'clock news, voted best photojournalism station in Texas and the Southwest.
Texas might be. Dallas is just another step closer tonight to getting a new hockey team. Minutes ago at a city council meeting, Mayor Steve Bartlett told the Minnesota North Stars owner Norman Green that the city is entering into a letter of intent to move the hockey team to Dallas. That move will be discussed and voted on by the full council next week.
But subject to a formal agreement by the council next Wednesday, welcome to Dallas, and we welcome the new Dallas Stars to the new Dallas Lone Stars.
Yes, you heard right the second time. If the team comes to Dallas, the name will be changed to the Lone Stars. That potential move of the hockey team is a big subject in the city of Dallas.
And you know that people in Minnesota are talking about losing their team. Our Jeff Curley joins us live from Minneapolis with the story. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing? I'll tell you what, folks up here in Minnesota have some tar and feathers waiting for team owner Norman Green when he gets back here. He is not a popular man right now. In fact, one hockey fan described him tonight as a canker sore on the mouths of Minnesotans. In Minnesota, children grow up on hockey. In fact, it's so big here, the high school hockey tournament, which is going on right now, is carried live each year on local television. Sibley High and Faribault were battling it out on the ice, but with professional hockey moving out of Minnesota, many fans couldn't concentrate on the game.
Thanks, because we're not going to have a hockey team to go to.
Keep them here. It's a bummer they're leaving. They're the best NHL team ever. You should stay here. He's just greedy. He just wants more money. All he wants is more money. He doesn't care about what the people out here think.
When team owner Norman Green came to town 3 years ago, he was viewed as a savior. The previous owners were threatening to move the team to California. But now, 3 years later, the team's moving to Texas. And even North Stars players are expressing their disappointment.
No hockey here after almost 20 years of NHL hockey. It doesn't seem right that the team couldn't go to Dallas and no team in Minnesota. They got a basketball team here, pro basketball team, no pro hockey team.
Now, team owner Norman Green says that's not really the way the players feel. He says privately they're excited about going to Dallas, but the fact remains they've got a regular season to play here in Minnesota. They've got some fans that they have to entertain, and it just wouldn't do for them publicly to be very anxious to go to Dallas.
And those are snow flurries we see around here?
Yeah, they are. Should I bring a snowball back?
Thanks, Jeff, but the thought's okay. But never mind. Another major league team for North Texas.
This rounds it out. This is a great move for everybody involved, all sports fans. Bust out the trinkets. It's going to happen. The Minnesota North Stars have finally gone to the next level. Bill Swanbeck, he's been playing Inspector Gadget all day and found a shooting star.
Goalie got the first blow. The fight over the Minnesota North Stars is over, and Dallas is ready to enter the NHL ring. Though council had to wait around 5 hours for a deal to be finalized, Mayor Steve Bartlett was certainly dressed for the occasion.
We have authorized the city manager to enter into a letter of agreement, a letter of intent, to welcome the North Stars to Dallas as a National Hockey League franchise in Dallas.
Council will formally approve the move next Wednesday.
I'm very touched and feel very emotional about this day. It's been a long, hard road to come here, but we're very, very excited. The North Stars are very excited. I've discussed this with our team.
The biggest issue was length of the lease agreement with Reunion Arena. They settled on 10 years with 3 5-year options. And since the number 1 tenant, the Mavericks, will see their revenues increase for concessions and parking in order to match the North Stars deal, it was not a close call for the Mavs.
I mean, I'll just admit it. Financially, they're getting things for us we never had.
The North Stars have yet to decide on where their practice facility will be, but they do know their new name.
Our intention is for this coming year to call them the Dallas Stars. It's the first time in public we've mentioned that name, and it sounds nice.
Since Norman Green's move to Dallas has now been given the green light, tonight's session ended with everyone on council feeling like number 1. Bill Swanbeck, Sports 4 Texas.
You're watching Channel 5, the Texas News Channel. Now, Jane McGarry, Mike Snyder, Scott Murray on sports, and meteorologist David Finfrock. Live, this is Texas News 5 at 10.
Well, the wait is over tonight for big league hockey fans in Dallas. It is official. The Minnesota North Stars are moving to Dallas. Texas News 5's Cliff Caldwell is at Dallas City Hall, where the agreement was hammered out less than an hour ago. Cliff, tell us about it.
Mike, you know, when details come down at the last minute, sometimes we tend to step it over. The details are still being hammered out, and it's not quite official, but it is a done deal, all but official. In essence, what happened is they offered a letter of intent which says we agree to enter into an agreement to have the hockey team come here. But I have to be careful and caution you, they haven't actually signed on the dotted line. That won't come until next week after it's had a chance to be gone over with a fine-tooth comb, in the words of the mayor, as well as been posted and brought up for public scrutiny before the council next week. That will be a lease agreement for Reunion Arena.
The black and white jerseys trimmed in green and gold were passed out to celebrate the Dallas Stars coming to town. After 2 months of talking and 2 days of intense negotiations, it appears Dallas has hockey.
I'm very, very proud and excited to present to Dallas the National Hockey League.
The city council can't enter into a contract until it's been passed and discussed in a public forum. However, they've authorized the city manager to enter a letter of intent with the Minnesota North Stars. It will include a 10-year lease on Reunion Arena, an arena originally built for dual sports, meaning Dallas will be one of 6 U.S. cities with all 4 major league sports.
We talk about revitalizing downtown. We talk about doing transactions that have a great economic impact. And what we're doing today is taking us a giant leap forward to that revitalization of downtown.
Mayor Bartlett didn't say Reunion Arena was built for hockey, but he did tell me just moments ago that basketball was an afterthought. However, despite that, the arena will need significant improvements. According to Mr. Green, they will not cost less than $5 million. Those improvements will include new seats, lockers, press area, and accommodations to permit the ice rink to be used in conjunction with the basketball court. Now, the Stars are expected to pay for that up front. However, the city will reimburse them by taking a reduced percentage of concession sales at the reunion agreement during the hockey games. Mike?
Any idea when the city council is going to vote on the contract and get this thing going?
They said tonight they're going to go over it with a fine-tooth comb over the next 7 days to make sure that it's fair to the city of Dallas as well as fair to the Stars, and it's expected to be voted on in 7 days.
Done deal a week away.
Done deal a week away. The bottom line is everybody seemed to go wink and a grin. It's a done deal, but we haven't signed. So that's basically where it is. They say they haven't hammered out the actual agreement, but there aren't expected to be any surprises, according to one of the council people I talked to tonight.
Cliff Caldwell at City Hall. Thanks for the report. City of Dallas takes the puck at center ice and scores.
How about that? It's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Yes, sure does.
I'm excited about it. It's finally done, although not official tonight. That will take place when the City Council next convenes next Wednesday to vote on the matter. But tonight, both sides agreed on a new 10-year lease at Reunion Arena. And for those of you that might not have joined us until just moments ago, the word is in that Dallas will have an NHL hockey team. Stars owner Norm Green met with the City Council earlier. Very pleased to be moving his team from Minnesota to Dallas. They'll be called the Dallas Stars in their first year next season. Then a permanent name will be voted upon.
It is true, about 7:15, I did deliberately put on the Dallas Star tie, and as you can tell, it has a bit of a match, which made for a nice symmetry.
What a complicated process it was. We had to we worked very closely with the Mavericks and got their support and the administration of the city, and it was just done very, very aggressively, and a tremendous can-do attitude that we're excited about, because we think that'll translate itself into some great fan support. And by the way, 13,000 attendance is not right. We intend to get 16,800 at every game.
So the National Hockey League is coming to Dallas, effective next season.
Working in the spirit of Texas, from WFAA-TV, this is the News 8 Update.
And our other major story tonight, Dallas-Fort Worth this evening steps into an elite league, becoming only the 9th community in the country to have not only football, baseball, and basketball, but also hockey. Late tonight, it became official. The Minnesota North Stars are moving to town. Channel 8's Dave Evans has the story.
Knocked off the puck. He's knocked down by...
After 2 months of hinting and flirting with Dallas, the Minnesota North Stars are moving to Texans.
What I would like to be able to say to you through the very first thing that we say in Dallas is that I'm very, very proud and excited to present to Dallas the National Hockey League.
All right. North Stars owner Norm Green made the announcement just before 9 o'clock at Dallas City Hall, as council members promptly put on jerseys saluting the city's newest corporate citizen.
Well, I discussed it with them just a couple of days ago, and they were very excited about coming to Dallas. We have their full support. They have a feeling in their heart that this move, with the enthusiasm we have in this community, will bring us towards the championship for the National Hockey League and the Stanley Cup.
The move means $3 to $5 million in improvements at Reunion Arena, paid for by Norm Green. He signed a 10-year lease, and he'll get a cut on parking, concessions, and advertising at the arena.
But subject to a formal agreement by the council next Wednesday, welcome to Dallas, and we welcome the new Dallas Stars.
It is an exciting day. We're looking forward to it. The council is 100% behind you. We're looking forward to not only Super Bowl victories, but Stanley Cup victories in Dallas.
Earlier in the day, Mavericks owner Don Carter reportedly objected to parts of the contract, but late in the day, those differences were ironed out as negotiations continued all night. For at least the first season anyway, the team's to be known as the Dallas Stars. Ticket sales could begin as early as this month. The season officially opens in October at Reunion Arena. Dave Evans, Channel 8 News, Dallas City Hall.
And, of course, we'll have more on this story later on in sports. Tracy? At 6 o'clock, we were talking about the talks that hit a snag.
You doubted it.
I sure did. And now, finally, a deal.
Well, you know, the people in Minnesota are really not happy about this. Already circulating a top 10 list as to the reasons why he's bringing them to Dallas, which not many of them we can use on the air, so we better go right on by that. But as you heard earlier, it is finally a done deal. The Minnesota North Stars are moving to Dallas following this season. Will begin playing at Reunion Arena this fall. North Stars fans calling owner Norman Green Norm Greed. Dallas hockey fans just ready to call him their own.
The enthusiasm which I've seen, the can-do attitude which I have been excited to see and know that that's going to be a major benefit to us as we get into the planning and the season ticket sales and the beginning of developing a winner that Dallas is going to be proud and Dallas is used to seeing, and we want to be a part of that great winning tradition.
I want to watch guys play here. You know, I'd like to have an NHL team here, but who knows, you know, a couple more years in Dallas and they might have a team here, so.
Well, yes, I like to watch a hockey game, I think, yes.
Would you spend $25 for it?
Yes. We went to see one last year when they had the Russians here, and it was very interesting, so we'll probably go back.
Well, there is, of course, already a hockey team in Dallas, having worked a full season to build its fan base. Now a team in limbo. Susie Woodhams with that story from Fair Park.
Angry Dallas Freeze players? Maybe a little frustrated. They've got 3 games left this weekend before the playoffs. And now that the Minnesota North Stars are coming to town, do they have a future?
Personally, it doesn't really bother me because I think this is going to be my last year anyways. But for the other guys, I think in a way it might be a little bit of a disappointment. You know, they'll be sort of almost like second class.
There's not much control we have over it, you know, coming to town. They're a big league team, and, you know, once they're here, they're here. I hear they're going to keep us around, so if we got a job when next year, I don't mind.
Freeze management says they plan to stay in town, although there's speculation that the Central Hockey League could relocate them. But if they do go head-to-head...
I'd like to work with the Minnesota North Stars, really. We're in the same town, so I'd like to see them put a few of their minor league players here, and they can keep an eye on them, and it's a good league. So I'd like to work with them and maybe have a future.
This might be the best way for some of the Freeze players to get noticed, too.
That's my goal right now. I'm still at an age where I can still, you know, make it if I get a break, and that's what I'm hoping for.
You can ask for a tryout?
I'm probably a little too old, a little too heavy to try out for the Stars, but hey, if you give me a shot, I'll go down there, that's for sure.
Until then, they're hoping fans give them a shot.
Maybe a bit of psychological warfare for us is I think that people are going to say, hey, what's this hockey all about, and come out and watch us for the final few games of the season and then the start of playoffs. So I think it's going to work to our benefit, and though they're going to get all the media coverage, which is no hard feelings. I mean, they're the NHL team. They're what these guys are all working to become as NHL players.
Whether there's room in this town for 2 hockey teams is yet to be seen, but the Freeze players just hope they're not left out in the cold. Susie Woodhams, Channel 8 Sports at Fair Park Coliseum.